So the fight between Mob and the boss of Claw, aka Suzuki, is actually happening, and I'm fucking buzzing. It's been amazing so far. Like this, yeah, I'm absolutely. This is the most excited I've been for a fight. I don't know if it'll be as good as Mob versus Mogami, but it's already kicked off to like an insane start. And the boss of Claw is clearly ridiculously OP and strong. Like he was using 10% of his power apparently in this episode. And he's fucking destroying Mob so far. Like literally, Mob can't even touch him, even close. And Mob's at 100% rage right now, which is absolutely insane. I know Mob was holding back slightly because of where they were, but the fact that, like I said, that Suzuki is using 10% of his power and he's able to do that to Mob is crazy. He nearly killed Regan as well, bro. I was sweating. I was like, oh shit, no. If he killed Regan right in front of Mob, I can't imagine what would have happened. Like, but still, yeah, this is the big fight that we've been waiting for. I feel like everything leading up to this was just sort of like I said, just sort of building up, if that makes sense. The Ultimate Five just feels like the prelims essentially to the boss, because he is a completely different level to everybody else. He said it and he showed it pretty much. And his power is actually he can absorb power and give his power to other people. That's how he managed to make all those artificial espers. I don't think that's his only power, or because he is so strong, he's probably got other powers. I mean, he can take powers from others, which means I assume he can literally use other people's power, unless it just means their energy, if that makes sense, to make himself stronger. But regardless, he's clearly insanely strong, insanely mentally fucked in the head. I mean, the way he just basically just beat up his son, like basically nearly to death, just because, you know, his son rebelled against him. Like, he clearly has no sympathy towards Show. At least I don't think so. Maybe he will at some point. I'm not too sure, but this guy is a fucking psychopath, and he's the only person besides Mogami that's actually challenged Mob in any sort of way. You know, we haven't seen anyone beat Mob up like this, like with Mob fighting back as well, if that makes sense. Like sometimes Mob has been beaten up before, but that's before we started fighting back. Mob as a character as well has changed so much, bro. Like he's this confident guy that'll fucking just tell people how it is, and he'll do what he wants for himself, if that makes sense. Not for himself, but he'll act upon himself. He doesn't need instructions. Like he's changed so much throughout the series, bro. I love Mob as a character, and the character development of loads of characters in this show has been amazing, especially in this season. There's been so much change. But yeah, Suzuki versus Mob. Let's fucking do it. I can't wait to see what happens. Pretty much, because I feel like now it's gonna all kick off. I cannot wait to watch the next episode. But we have to talk about Serizawa as well. It wasn't just an episode about Mob and Suzuki. Serizawa is actually really quite heartbreaking character. Like he's basically just this nice guy that had no control of his Esper powers. That basically turned into a shut-in because he kept hurting people. And he kept getting essentially bullied for his powers. And then Suzuki came in and basically took advantage of him. And Serizawa sort of mistook his kindness, or mistook Suzuki's like helping him as like a friendship sort of thing. But really, he was just taking advantage. To me, it's like a more fucked up version of Mob and Regan, a little bit, and they sort of acknowledge that in the episode as well. But he had that umbrella because it made him feel safe. Like he was back in his room when he was getting like bullied and all that sort of stuff. It was actually quite a beautiful moment. And the fact that Mob managed to like essentially like neutralize it and be like, me and you are the same. Because they pretty much were for a long time. You know, Mob was in a very similar situation. He just didn't get taken advantage of the way Serizawa did. You know, Mob could have easily became that for sure if Suzuki reached him beforehand. And there was a really nice moment where basically Mob turned his energy back onto Serizawa, and Serizawa sort of realized, oh, you know, I am being taken advantage of here, and there is kindness that could be sort of found in the world. I don't have to, you know, go with this person, and I don't want to have friendship if it means I have to do all these horrible things, you know. It was a nice moment of realization for the character. But I really like Serizawa as a character, and I hope he stays in the cast basically, because he seems quite interesting, and hopefully he'll make some proper friends at some point, you know, maybe Mob and all them. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, this episode as a whole was really good. Fucking this season so as a whole has been great. So, and we only have a couple episodes left, and yeah, I think Mob versus Suzuki is next. Let's fucking go.